Hi everyone, I'm Taylan. I'm from Group D, and we chose comedy for our movie genre. We liked this one because I think everyone loves a good comedy. Also, the classics for comedy are like super classic, and also it's pretty broad, so everyone kind of has their own opinion. However, it's really interesting in working with this group because we all kind of had a very similar idea and have very similar tastes within comedy. But also take everything with a grain of salt because, for instance, the classic films we would also put in the beginner films and best films category. So every kind of question that we're answering is like flows throughout. So first, beginner films. Diana had a really good point and was saying that it's always best when trying a new genre to get a variety of different films before determining if you like that genre or not. And so she said that the best beginner films that are kind of very different from each other that she could come up with were City Slickers, My Cousin Vinny, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you're into something a little bit more edgy, Step Brothers is really good, Talladega Nights, and Wedding Crashers. Tyler also said that Superbad, Step Brothers, Hangover, Grown Ups, Vacation, White Chicks, Dumb and Dumber are also some really great beginner films, and I agree with every single one of those. And then I would probably also add something about Mary, Tommy Boy, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Project X, and King of Staten Island. I asked my sister about, and she said she would recommend those, but I'm not really sure. And then, of course, those are some of the best films as well. So Erin said that Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Big, and Beetlejuice are some of the best films that she has seen in the comedy category. So for Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she said that everyone wanted to save him. And so how it all played out was kind of for the best. And for Big, when it came out, it was she was a lot younger and she wanted to be older, and seeing the way that he acted as an adult in an adult body but as a child was super funny. And also seeing the way that he just did things is also hilarious. And then for Beetlejuice, ghosts trying to get the new homeowners out of the house is pretty cool. And then I would say to add into that, probably Hangover, Old School, and Deadpool, which my dad is like Deadpool. He has watched so many times, and it's one of his favorites, but it's technically an action movie, but he said it makes me laugh out loud is what my dad said. So, and then classics can literally have all of those. And some of the older classics are Caddyshack, Airplane, Monty Python, Holy Grail, Dumb and Dumber, Groundhog Day. If you look up comedy movies, those are will tend to pop up first. And then Diana also said that watching an older comedy movie has a greater risk of hearing a joke that would not be approved for a movie today. Whether it be racist, sexist, or simply outdated, which was a really good point. And I guess I could add on with other classic movies, Tommy Boy again, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Dazed and Confused I love, The Big Lebowski, and my dad said Stripes, but I've never heard of Stripes, so I don't know. And then this is something that we weren't really sure for movies that we should avoid at all costs because it's completely subjective, as Diana said. So Diana knows several people who don't like movies that she loves. And she made an example of Princess Bride and Airplane. Her mom really doesn't like, but she thinks that they're amazing comedy movies. So do I. And so basically we just came up with the conclusion that you need to watch a movie for yourself to figure out if you'll enjoy it or not. And Diana also said that you need to be cautious of sequels, which I feel like a majority of people can agree with this, that because they rarely live up to the original, which is so disappointing, but it's so true. And then family-friendly movies, this one was really fun. Ethan says that one of the best features of a comedy movie or a comedy genre is that how diverse it is. So there are countless examples of comedy movies that are targeted for kids and are definitely family-friendly, but there are also just as many targeted towards the adult audience. So while most people think of comedy movies, they just think of more crude and in-your-face type of humor, there are also a fair share of movies in the genre that are more serious and have a more comedic undertone. And because of this, you can almost always find a comedy movie that is appropriate for really any tone, any audience. And so Tyler gave some really good examples. Good Burger, School of Rock, Daddy Daycare, Die Every Wimpy Kid, Home Alone, Little Rascals, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, Miss Doubtfire, all excellent. And then lastly, we have the subgenre, and Tyler says that comedies have a wide range of movies and topics, and it's really all about the viewer and what they find funny and amusing. There are plenty of subcategories and subgenres, including slapstick, satire, parody, romance, comedy. Some of the genres were more popular in different eras, so it'll be funnier for certain different people. And also due to what's going around in the world at the time, depending on your age and, what you think is funny, you'll enjoy certain things more than others. So basically, to conclude, everything is very subjective, but we had a lot of fun doing this, so that was our comedy. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.